Lists, tuples, and dictionaries. Now, lists, tuples, and dictionaries are data structures used in Python. And a list is a data structure that contains a list of values, each one of them numbered and starting from 0. The numbering is referred to as the list index, and we can remove values from the list and add new values to the end. For instance, we can create a list with the name IPs and then populate it with IP addresses as the element of the list. And to access the first element of this list, we use IPs 0. So the index, the numbering begins with 0. So 0 will refer to the first element in the list. And to add element to a list, we invoke the append method. So for instance, we want to add the address, the broadcast IP address, 255.255.255.255. Then we just use ips.append, and then we, in the parentheses, we write the element that we want to add to the list IPs. And to delete an element from a list, we use the del statement. So for instance, we want to delete the third element in the list. Now we write del, then followed by the name of the list, then the list, the element index, the element that we want to remove from the list, we insert its index in a square bracket. Now let's see how we can do this in interactively in a Python interactive mode, because we can run Python either we can create a text file and then run Python from the command line, or we can run Python interactively from the command line. So let's see how we can do that. Now to enter into the Python interactive mode, I will simply type Python. So I will enter Python 3 and then I hit enter. Okay, so now we are into the Python interactive environment, and I can start writing Python commands. All right, so now I need to create an IPs list. I'll just type write IPs and then equal sign and then write a square bracket and then insert in my element of the list. So 10.0.2.1 is one element, and then put a comma, then write the next element 10.0.2.2, and then in parentheses, entering them. It can represent any element, but entering the IPs as strings, but we can also use it to contain numbers. All right, so now the next element is 10.0.2.3. All right, let's enter another element again, 10.0.2.4. all right, and then we can close the square bracket. So here I have created a list with the name IPs, and I have populated with element of the list as IP addresses, 10.0.2.1, 10.0.2.2, 10.0.2.3, and 10.0.2.4. So now I can hit enter. Now I have created my list. If I want to see my list, I can print my list by entering the print command, print statement, and then followed by the name of the list, which is IPs, and then close the parentheses, and you can see my list has been successfully created, and I have printed it out. So to add an element to this list, I can make use of the append method. So now let's say I want to add the broadcast MAC address, then I will write the name of the list, then invoke function method append of the list, and then followed by the element that I want to add. Let's say I want to add the broadcast IP address 255.255.255.255, and then close the parentheses, close it, and then I hit enter. Now let's print. Let me print IPs. I can make use of the arrow key to access the statement I run, then hit enter. Now you can see that we have successfully added the broadcast IPs. Yeah, the broadcast IP address 255.255.255. Now if we want to delete it from the list, now we simply write del followed by the name of the list, which is IPs, then followed by the index of the element that we want to remove. So the index, the numbering, as we said earlier, begins from 0. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, to the broadcast MAC address, the broadcast IP address is 10 is having index 4, so I'll just write index 4 and then I hit enter. Now we can see that it has been successfully deleted, and if I print the list again, we can see that, okay, let me print the list. We can see that we have successfully removed the element with index 4 from the list. And to exit the interactive mode, then I'll simply enter Ctrl D. And now I have successfully exited the Python interactive mode. Tuples are just like lists, but we can't change their values. The values assigned to tuples never change throughout the program execution, and this is what we call immutable. So basically, tuples are said to be immutable because the values assigned to them will never change throughout the program execution. And we can create a tuple by let's say we want to create a tuple with the name days, and then we want to assign it with the element the days of the week as its element. So we can just write days, and then we have the assignment operator, and then we have a parenthesis, and then we enter the element, and after each element we enter a comma. Now basically it is the comma that makes the tuple, not the parenthesis. So we can even declare a tuple without the parenthesis. So the parentheses are just added to increase program readability, but actually it is the comma that makes the tuple, not the parenthesis. And to access the first element, we will just write days 0. So just like list, it also starts numbering with index 0. So days 0 will refer to the first element of the tuple. So let's see how we can create tuple in the Python interactive mode. So I'll clear the terminal by entering the clear command, and now I can re-enter the Python interactive mode by typing Python 3, and then I hit enter. So now I want to create my tuple days, and then I'll write days, and then I'll write the optional parentheses, and then write days of the week: Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, so I finished with that. I started from Sunday, so I just close the parentheses and then I hit enter. Now I've successfully created my tuples with the name days and having the days of the week as the element of the tuple, and I can print it out. Print days, and then I close it, and then it will print all the element of the tuple. And I can alternatively create let's say month, another tuple month, and then assignment operator, and then I can then start entering the element of the list. So I want to emphasize the fact that it is the comma that makes the tuple, not the optional parenthesis. So March. All right, so March, and then close it, and then I hit enter. Now if I want to print my tuple month, close it, and then I hit enter. So we can see that the element of the tuple month January, February, March, and I can access the element, any element of the tuple, by using the index. So print month, and then I will enter the tuple index. So I want to enter the second element in the tuple, and then I will read month 1, and then I hit enter. So we can see February. So this is how to create a tuple and interact with tuple. So to exit the Python interactive mode, I'll just enter Ctrl D and I'll exit the Python interactive mode. Dictionaries, as the name suggests, are similar to a dictionary. In a dictionary, we have an index of words, and for each of them a definition. So, and the same way we have dictionaries in Python, the word is called a key, and the definition, we refer to it as the value. So, and we can add, remove, and modify the values in dictionaries. So, for instance, we can create a dictionary called host, and then we can assign it with the following element. Now, each element will have the key and then the value. So, we have the key as mark, and then we have the value as 222, 222, 444, 555, 666, 77, and 888. And then we have another element with the key IP and with the value 10.2.4.5. And so to add an element to a dictionary, we write the name of the dictionary followed by the key in a square bracket, and then followed by an assignment operator, and then followed by the value of the associated key. And to delete an element, we just write the del statement, del keyword, followed by the name of the dictionary, and then followed by the key of the key value pair that we want to remove. So just write the key and a square bracket. So let's see how we can use dictionary in the Python interactive mode. So I'll clear the terminal, and then I'll launch the Python interactive mode, Python 3. Yes, press enter. Okay, so now I want to create a dictionary called host, and then I'll put a curly bracket this time around, not a parenthesis and not a square bracket. And then I want to add an element with the key mark, then followed by a colon, then followed by the value of the value key. So the is 222, 444, 666, 888, then 111, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5, 6. All right, so sorry, then let's have 2, 1. All right, so then I want to add another element again. So this is one element with the key mark and with the value 222, 444, 666, 888, 111, 21 as its value. Then I want to enter another element again, but this is having the key IP and whose value is 10.2.0.1, and then I'll close it. The the string, close the string, and then close my curly bracket, which we call a brace. Okay, then I could hit enter. So my dictionary has been successfully created, and I can print it out, print host, and see the element that host contains. So we can see that it contains 2 elements with the key. The first element is having the key mark and the value, and we can see the corresponding value. And to delete any element, I can delete, followed by the del keyword, and then followed by the name of the dictionary, which is host, and then followed by the associated key that I want to delete. So I want to delete IP, and then I'll close the square bracket, and then I'll just hit enter. And if I print it out, print host, we can see that it has been successfully deleted. And I can add an element. I can re-add it again by saying host, and then followed by the I want to add IP. All right, I want to add IP, and then close it, and then close the square bracket, and then put it as an assignment operator, and then now assign the value 10.2.0.1, and then I'll close it, and then I'll hit enter. So we can see that it has successfully been added to the dictionary. So let's print out the dictionary and see. So you can see that it has been successfully added to the dictionary. So basically, this is how a dictionary works. And we can exit the Python interactive mode by entering the command Ctrl D.